Ladies on the dance floor about to drop it. Once the music starts, we ain't never gonna stop it. Listen real close, man, all you hear is gossip.
Do I know the real Yusuf?
I don't think so.
Does Simi?
Yeah.
How many people know the real Yusuf?
Ooh, I don't even know. To be honest, if you want me to be as open, I don't know if I know myself.
The guest today, guys. Yo, this is big, guys. Introducing our guest. He is a YouTuber with over 10 million subscribers, but has disappeared from the internet for the better part of the year. He is a ghost, a legend, an internet folklore. But ladies and gentlemen, today we've secured the bag.
We've secured the biggie bag.
It's Fousey.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, brother.
But yeah, man, that July 15th event, I want to give it some context before we just blow right over it.
But I do want to shout out my boy Ali because through all my turmoil and everything, he tried the channel. He wasn't able to make it work. And he was like, yo, this just isn't for me. And he was like, if you want it, you can have it back. So me at the time I was in where I felt like I don't have my socials anymore. I don't have YouTube. I don't want to start over. That was like a saving grace that recently happened. So that was nice.
Shouts Ali. Yeah. So who has the account with 10 million subscribers?
I have that now.
That's yours.
Yeah, but it's like voodoo. I like stay out of that one.
For now.
For now, yeah. You're gonna listen. You're gonna start feeling better on camera. Like it's not like you went through something and now all of a sudden for the rest of your life you feel this way on camera. It's like, yo, you're back on the court after you broke your arm, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you're learning to throw that shot up again.
I feel you.
Bro, you're a natural.
I've heard that from a lot of people. Like the last 7 months, like I said, like I went to Bali. I thought I was gonna leave the country for 3 years. Like we can get into that when you get into that.
Yeah,
but yeah.
You were going for it.
I was going for it.
So
I took a leap.
No, you did, bro.
Yeah.
And I admire it, but I'm also happy to have you back here.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe and hopefully this can be like a stepping stone for you to start coming back, bro. Because a lot of people love you and miss you. You call yourself the king. When's the king coming back, bro?
See, I don't know about that no more either. You know,
shit.
Yeah, the major thing that I think that I took like from all of this, I got humbled. And I'm not just saying that like I'm humble. I don't like, but no, like I got humbled and my life got put into a place and into a perspective where I saw things differently. Like what I look at that event as is my ego shattering. Like the ideology of who I was, what I was capable of, what I needed people to see me as. Like I think that was a huge thing of it. That just was gone. So the king is back, all this stuff. I'm off that.
What was your intent? What was put yourself in the mindset of July 15th, and what were you trying to get people to quote unquote see you as?
That I think that event was a culmination of the year of absence that I took when I moved to my parents' house in Jersey. I moved to my parents' house. I had already I started a new channel. I gained that to 1 million subs, and that was more of an ego thing to see like, yo, I could still do it. But I wasn't being me. I wasn't doing me. I was just doing it for the numbers. Yeah. So when I finally got an opportunity, I was on tour, and something I should say, which was what started it, 2 months prior to that event, I got off of my medications and I jumped on Adderall. And it was like my saving grace. Like
Adderall?
Adderall.
How come?
Because a homie of mine gave me a pill. I tried it and I was like, whoa. Like I'm a shy guy in real life, right? But this gave me something, and I'm not condoning it or anything. Obviously, it's what led up to this, but it gave me something I never had. I was talkative. I was thinking big. I had ideas, but it got more grandiose as it went on. Yeah. So by the time that event came, it was just like an explosion. Like it was just like it was a train wreck waiting to happen.
What were you taking before the Adderall?
I've been on a bunch of stuff, man. I was taking Lexapro. Yep. Like Kanye says, you don't want to see a dude off his Lexapro. And I was taking mood stabilizer. Okay. So I've taken a bunch, and then when I tried the Adderall, I was like, I don't need this stuff no more.
So you cold turkeyed off both of those?
I cold turkeyed.
Yeah, that's a disaster.
How come?
It made me feel that good.
How come you went cold turkey? How come you stopped taking your medication?
Because legit, when I took the Adderall, I felt like I didn't need it no more.
Oh, so you replaced it essentially.
Yeah,
Oh.
and I was like, oh, I'm good. And I like it was a slow build. So I was like, I have an idea for a book. It's gonna make $3 million, and then that was my first idea. I go on tour in Australia, and then I was like, it just started little by little. These ideas just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And if I dissected the whole situation, how it happened, the energies that I had around me, and everything that happened, it just became this huge influx of, I'm gonna do an event that has more eyes on it than the president has on this country. I'm gonna change the world with a speech I'm gonna give at the end of the event. Like, it just became like this huge like explosion. Me trying to get help when I came back from Bali and trying to get help, you know, mentally was one of the hardest and scariest things that I've ever done. And it made me realize, like, if somebody wasn't as privileged as I have to be able to go to these therapists, to be able to go get these medications, to be able to seek help, what are you supposed to do? There was a point when I first got back, I had lost all my weight. I was like, I looked frail. I was full of stress. Everyone was making videos about me online. I was like shell shocked. And I didn't know what I was supposed to do. So I straight up had to look at my parents in the face and be like, take me to the hospital. Like, I need to go to the hospital. They take you to the hospital. You wait for intake forms. You do all these things. They sit you on a bed. And it's just to keep you safe from not harming yourself, but it's not doing anything in terms of getting you better. And you sit there, you waited hours, and then you get a bill in the mail for $5,000. And it's like, well, what did that do? Barely go on social media, but I saw a tweet of his that said, should I go public and expose this person and hurt my brand, or should I stay quiet and hurt myself? And I was like, if only he knew, not if only he knew, but I related to myself of how much stuff I've held in for so long when I made that decision, and still hold on to this day, of having to just sit on it and be like, that's a choice you made. So I started YouTube at the most formative or formidable, whatever word you want to use, years of my life, my 20s. And me being a recluse as I am, who isolates himself, who doesn't know how to, like, I had a lot of issues in me within, to start living in front of the camera and to the camera. I think it was that altered my entire 20s, because by the time I was 28, which was last year, and I was put into this event, that's all I had known. And that was where the problems had lied. Like, I didn't, like, when I lost YouTube and I lost social media and everything, I, as a person, there was no person.
Yeah.
The only person who was the persona that I had, was Fousey, was the person who, when you watch a video, I don't know who in the world that guy is. Even my own vlogs. I just unprivated a ton of vlogs on Dose of Fousey. I don't know who that guy is. I don't remember those moments. I cringe at him because I'm like, I don't know that person because I never knew myself. I never got to know myself. I never got to understand myself, never got to build relationships, because everything was built on a camera. Even if I'm hanging out with a girl, it's on a camera. Even if I'm around friends, it's on a camera. Like, it goes deep what it did. And then you have what you brought up of the negativity aspect to it. Somebody who's already, like, as strong as he wanted to be and make himself believe and, like, curse and do all these, you know, expletive rants. Somebody who was weak-minded, getting attacked, that takes a toll. And it eventually took its large toll and exploded.
I have a very not similar, because it's very different, but it's similar in that respect. I had struggled with severe opioid and drug addiction from the ages of 18 until about 26 when I got clean. And just like you guys, you know, those are the years you develop who you are. You make the friendships that are going to last the rest of your life. That's why all of those things that you do during those years, are the things that you take with you. And so when I got clean when I was 26 and I stepped out of rehab and I went onto the streets, and all of my old friends were either, you know, dead, in jail, or still struggling with addiction. You know, my family had basically, you know, all but disowned me for their safety and for, you know, for whatever reasons. I had to step out and enter the world new, just like kind of like both of you did, and kind of be reborn. And so I can understand it, you know.
That's crazy. Congrats on being out of that too. That's a round of applause for everybody there.
Would you say you hit rock bottom?
100%. 100%. And what I look at that is, you know, I'm not trying to, like, make my situation be bigger than, you know, everyone else's. Like, people are going through their own struggles every single day. People have their own, you know, levels of what they're going through. And to them, that's, you know, their own personal rock bottom. But I went from living a type of way. Like when my mind was trying to rationalize this last year, which I finally got past, I was like, man, you were living in 1600. I was paying stupidly $13,500 a month for that
penthouse.
For that penthouse that I isolated myself in, and like I don't know if people know this, but Logan was like down the hall from me. I wouldn't even go knock on Logan's door. I wouldn't knock on Rudy's door. I wouldn't knock on Alex's door. I did, but nobody else. I would isolate myself in there. But I went from living there, starring in Hollywood movies, having the YouTube subscribers, traveling, doing all this stuff, to in an instant, my life getting switched 180, selling all my cars, not knowing what I'm doing for my life or my future, having to have a conversation with my parents saying, yo, I might have to sell our house that I bought you guys because financially I don't know if I can, afford it, going through my depression, going through my anxiety, going through the, I don't want to use this word and people say anything, but PTSD from the traumatic experiences that happened in July, like having my nightmares and going through all that. That was my rock bottom. My rock bottom was having no will to live anymore and being like, my life is over. I don't have anything anymore. I don't know how to restart. It was deep. And
I got a question.
Yeah.
Do I know the real Yusuf?
I don't think so.
Does Simi?
Yeah.
How many people know the real Yusuf?
Ooh, I don't even know. To be honest, if you want me to be as open, I don't know if I know myself. The reason I say she knows me is because, she worked for me for, I think, 3 years. She would come into my apartment every day to be like, what's going on? And she would see the real me. And the real me, like even the times in LA, was depressed as hell. Like no matter what I had, I was just depressed. And I was just like, there was no filter. There was no like anything to turn on. And I would just be like, she would see that. So that's what I mean by she knows me. But in terms of knowing me, no, I'm still trying to find that.
So maybe she even knows you better than you know you.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
Sometimes that's
in a
what
lot of
love,
ways,
love is.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
wrote
I'm
a
saying?
song about that. You changed your name to Rose. Legally?
No, hell no.
Why did you want people to call you Rose for a moment in time there?
The way I look at it now, man, I was going batshit crazy. Like I was a loose cannon going batshit crazy, just operating. I can go deep into the story of telling you that like while everything was going down and I was on the Adderall, I felt like there was something inside me. As I could take that even
like
deeper.
a demon? Or like
I don't want to say demon, but I do want to say spirit. Because there was some weird stuff happening, and there was some weird stuff coming out of me, my personality, my mouth, and it was like I wasn't in control of myself. Like there's some footage that I don't know where it is, but that I was doing some crazy stuff. Like the day that I snuck into a club and went face to face with Drake, and that was a whole thing that got mocked at and laughed at and everything. I can't believe I'm saying this. I went back into the Airbnb that I had. I sat in the shower and my eyes just kind of rolled back and had water coming out of me as if it wasn't me inside myself. I went downstairs in a robe, sat down cross-legged, and told everybody who was in the house the story of how I just met Drake. As if like when I had got home that day, I'm just going to say this so I can get it out of my skin. And if I ever did a documentary, this is the stuff I would have showed, but it's not going to happen. I remember Simi, I had pulled up to the house from the club and Simi was there. And I had said, don't touch me. Don't let anybody touch me right now. There's something going on in me. Like I was scared. Like there was something outside of myself happening within me that, you see when I look at the footage, which I'm scared to look at now, like you see that person isn't there. So me changing my name to Rose was just a part of that, was just a part of the psychosis that was going on, the instability that was going on.
What was the timing of that in relation to what happened on Adam 22 on No Jumper? Because I saw that shit and I was like when was that?
Yeah, like you're talking to me now, right?
Yeah.
Do you see that person
No.
at all?
No.
At all.
That was like, I was like, yo, we got something here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that was right after the event had transpired.
Yeah.
That was right after. I remember I was still in it. I was obviously not out of it yet. The shock hadn't hit in of everything yet. And I remember seeing that Shane Dawson was at Adam 22 and I was like, I'm gonna crash this. And then my energy.
Shane Dawson?
Yeah, he was on Adam 22. And then I crashed that podcast.
Oh, wait. I was talking about the Sam Pepper one.
I was.
Yeah, that's the same one.
That's the same. Oh, it was.
So when I was there with Shane, all of a sudden Keem pulled up and then Sam Pepper pulled up. man, I had energy at that time. Like it was attracting a lot. So as I was sitting there, Keem had come up. I had my interaction with him, and then Sam had come up. I had my interaction with him, which again, like that's not me.
I see a different like person just by like looking at your face, like your eyes, bro.
Yeah, I told him when he walked in.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Who I recently texted.
Oh, cool.
That's good. Fixing like kind of those.
There was so much that I can't fix in my life that I wanted to fix what I can do, and I knew that the whole Rice Gum diss track was just so utterly stupid and not me. And there was and I just texted him and I was like, hey, I just never got the chance to apologize that wasn't me back then, and I apologize for any of that.
Yeah.
I got this all done during the event, and I put July 15th on my hand here, and I'm getting this all removed now.
Did you start treating it?
Yeah, that's why it's peeling.
I was going to say, how many treatments in are you?
It's going to take over a year and a half. I'm just one treatment in.
Well, wow. Do you not like the tattoo, or do you not like where you were at the time when you got it, and does it remind you of that?
Both. One of the biggest things, I don't like where I was mentally, because when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, I don't know if that was like my mom, who's, an angel and my savior, who's even like in her religious beliefs against tattoos, is okay with her son having it, and she understands me. She said, but it's a part of you, because she thought I got it, but I was like, but it's not, because
it's a part of the other.
Yeah, I don't think I would have done that. And one thing it affected the most, which I want to get back on track with in my life, is my acting career. And I know tattoos on hands.
Do you want to just dive? Like, I feel like we skirt something. Do you want to just dive into this?
This might be the one to dive. Well, yeah, let's do it. Just to say it here on Impaulsive, the number one podcast in the world. Yeah. Now, why don't you say it?
All right. So, So anyway, there were some rumors about a relationship that was going on between my friend LP and a member of
Mike's Logan's CFM, which is CRM, Chief Relationship Manager.
So there was this relationship between him and a member of David Dobrik's Vlog Squad, a girl by the name of Corinna Kopp,
but also use the word relationship lightly.
They were hanging out a decent amount, and all the great aspects were there. And she was here hanging out, and she brought her dogs and shit, whatever.
She's got one dog,
Carl. And so they had a very amicable walk away situation. Logan had made a decision based on his CRM's advice, a little bit in a way. Oh shit, I don't want to say that I had you break up with somebody again, dude. I had a conversation with him that said, yo, listen, like, if you're not in it to win it with this girl, I have a feeling like she takes her feelings and her emotions pretty seriously, and I don't want to see her get hurt.
It was the first time I literally I up down to Mike. I'm like, who are you? He goes, one thing I don't do anymore is fuck with people's hearts. And I go, wow, what have you become?
It's the one thing I hate, like pursuits of love, bro, and cheating and stuff like that. It is painful in a way that I can't describe. And so like, I don't fuck with that stuff. So I said, yo, if you're not in it to win it, like give this girl, tell her, and so she'll walk away. And so she walked away, and we were still talking. We talked to her even yesterday. And I said, Corinna is going to talk to you. Like, she was such a sweetheart. We were FaceTiming her. So we go to Dan's he goes to Dan's. I'm there later, and we're having a good night. I leave Dan's last night, probably like 3:30. I'm with a group of people. And I get a text from Logan that there was a tweet that Corinna had said, at KSI, I'm in London with a heart.
Bust down, Tatiana.
One thing I want to say, and this is just sometimes, and this is going to be a cliche line, but I just read it recently. The greatest thing that you want to happen for you might be the best thing that never happened for you. And that's something I'm trying to understand right now. So no matter how bad it is for you right now, no matter how bad something went, no matter how bad you have fallen, I promise you, I'm not just saying there, please hang in there and just hang on to that little glimmer of hope that you've heard from all these individuals today, that it will get better. You will get through it. There will be a brighter day. You are strong enough. You are brave enough, and you are loved enough, and you are worth it enough to keep going, because you have a purpose to be here, and don't ever give up on that hope. So
fucking amazing. Fousey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
The number one podcast in the world. Hit that subscribe button. We're about to go do an audio only Q&A right now with Yusuf.
Is that that's a fact, like #1 in the world?
Yeah.
Facts.com if you look it up.
All right, wait.
Do you read famousbirthdays.com?
No.
It's the most credible source of information on the internet.
That's where it says
They're
it?
calling us the #1. Yeah.
Damn.
All right. Audio version only. Catch you on Spike
House and we about to rock it. Get them ladies on the dance floor, about to drop it. Once the music starts, we ain't never gonna stop it. Listen real close, man, all you hear is gossip.